I love this game. Not the board, but I love this game. Welcome back to Irons United YouTube channel. Terrible, terrible, terrible impressions, but hey ho. That's what happens when you come onto this channel. A bit crazy, a bit batshit crazy. Anyway, yes, this week. Love this game. Oh, welcome back to Irons United YouTube channel. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That's what happens when it goes live. It all goes wrong. Welcome back to our channel. We are here to discuss the Watford game on Saturday. West Ham must get back to winning ways when they beat a Watford side. A fresh thumping of Chelsea 4-1, which doesn't really help us going into this game. A lacklustre 3-1 reverse score against Brighton for West Ham. Third winless result on the bounce moved the Seaside club level on points with West Ham as David Moyes and his rest of his team and squad were dragged really close back towards the relegation zone. As you can see, I'm joined by Matt and Luke. Matt, we have signed, on the day we have signed Patrice Evra, 36-year-old. Listen, let's not do him an injustice. The guy's fit. We all know he's going to be fit. We know he's a professional. He's a good player. He's got a good credit record, etc. Tell me, what's the average age of our defence?
Oh god, it is stupid. I think the average age is like it's like 33 now. I think, like Luke said in the chat before, if you look up the total combined age of our back four now, if you pick like Zabaleta, Collins, Font and Evra, you get like 120 or something, 128. Like the age is just getting through the roof. Which is no wonder that our defence is like slow as anything.
Yeah.
When I think Byram at, well, I suppose say Rice at 19, but Rice now is like he's the odd one out in that defence. So I think Reid must be getting near 30 now as well.
There was an interesting stat I read today about when Declan Rice was born. Was he born in '99? That Patrice Evra had made his first debut in '98, the year before he was born. So, do you know what? We're going to try and be positive tonight. We're going to have to try and be positive because we are West Ham fans. It's tough to be positive, but we are always there to kind of be there for the team. But at the end of the day, it's tough when you hear a lot of the rumours and a lot of the links and the comments about players they're going to sign, and they want to bring in players that will make a difference into the squad, but then they go and sign a player of Patrice Evra. But look, do you think Patrice Evra is going to make a difference to our side or not, or our squad?
Yeah, well, hopefully he's going to motivate me a bit more on a Monday. He motivates me, I know that. No, I said at the time, I don't. He's not the ideal signing for West Ham, but with the board we've got currently, he's the best of what we could look to hope for. He's free. He's got Premier League experience. He's played at a very, very top level. He's going to be bringing, with Masuaku out. We've now got cover, so that means Creswell can potentially go back into that back three that worked so well previously. I'm looking at it from a perspective of purely based on the fact that the players we're going to get in under the current regime, controlling us with Galbraith and Sullivan, because we're not going to get anyone that we want. We're not going to get anyone for a decent price. So to have a freebie like him, and let's be honest, only last year he was a left back for Juventus playing Champions League, and then until he got banned by at Marseille, he was a mainstay left back for them. So for me, I'm actually all for it. To be fair, I'm just trying to look at positives rather than negatives in this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Matt, we're talking about a Watford side who have come off in an absolutely amazing result against Antonio Conte's Chelsea. I mean, do you make of Watford?
You couldn't fucking make it up, could you? They literally smashed us. We played them like in David Moyes' first game, and we always say smashed us. They tore us off the park. They've been shit for months, like absolute months, and then we fucking come back around again. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, West Ham's turned up, we better start playing again. Like, if we'd have played them like 3 weeks ago, I'd have been confident we'd have won. Yeah. And then they brought the new manager in, had the first home game, fucking annihilate Chelsea. Like 4-1 flat Chelsea, let's be honest. It could have been more. Chelsea were awful. But Watford were that good. Like, Watford were good. As bad as Chelsea were, Watford were that good. And they play the same formation that we play. The manager's come in, he plays a 3 at the back, the 4 in midfield, and the 2 guys just off the striker. Except their players are more mobile than ours. Yeah. That's the thing. They've got pace mobility throughout their team, whereas that's what we struggle with.
There was a player you were talking about beforehand who was potentially going to be up for a suspension. What's the update on Troy Deeney?
Oh, Troy Deeney.
Anyone on the subscribers that are watching it don't know.
Yeah, so he scored a penalty against the first goal of the game against Chelsea. He scored a penalty, ran off, giving it the middle fingers to the Chelsea fans, which Mike Dean didn't see. So they put it forward to the disciplinary panel saying, should he be banned? And pretty much everyone assumed it was going to be a ban because they've already done it this season with Dele Alli for England. He gave it that and he got a ban for it. But because this was going to be his third ban of the season, so he would have had a 4-match ban, they bottled it and they let him get away with it. So Dean will play up front, and they always play a lot better with Dean in the team than they do without him in the team. Like it would have been a 2-match ban, but because it would have been his third ban of the season, it'd have been 2 extra games, so it would have been a 4-match ban. And it looks like just because of that, they've bottled it. They've said no, he get away with it.
Yeah.
But if it was a West Ham player, he would have got a ban straight away. I mean, let's look at the fact of all the dives that have happened since Lanzini got banned, and not a single person's been done for it since.
A couple of players we can talk about in the Watford side that potentially West Ham were linked with are the Delafeu. He's on loan from Barcelona. Matt's laughing because I don't even know how to pronounce his name. But he scored his first goal for Watford against Chelsea. He is an attacking threat on that wing. He is a decent player. He's got Premier League experience. Is that someone we need to watch, Luke?
Yeah. Della Fucker is what I'm going to call him after Saturday. I just know he's going to score against us. To be fair, though, I mean, Chelsea have dropped points against a number of lower league teams, including us, at the time we played them. So I wasn't exactly a shock that they went and beat them. But 4-1's a bit of pushed it a little bit. But they've got new emphasis now with their new manager and all that. And he was just the main player for them. And he came open. He dived. He got a penalty and all the rest of it. So hopefully he doesn't do the same thing against us and gets the same sort of result. But I think it's just a team performance. He's just a part of that team. But again, it's a player that we were linked with, potentially could have got, and then we don't get him. So it will literally, in a way, if we were that strongly linked with him, if we had that much potential of getting him in, it will kind of be this is why we needed to get him in to the board if he does score and plays well. Because it'll be like, right, if we had potentially getting this player in, this is why we need players like him.
The thing is, there was no reason for the board not to bring him in. Like, he's on loan.
There was
right
for them.
Up the ball street. Like,
yeah,
he's not right up the ball street in transfers. It's a fucking loan. Like,
yeah, but they're
Watford. They literally loaned him. It's just a straight loan for 6 months. Like, that's right up the ball street, and we didn't get it done.
Yeah,
he's a fast player, a technical player. He played on the wing. Everything we needed, and he was on loan, so it's right up the ball's alley. But we didn't get the deal done. And he's a guy that's played the Premier League, which is what the board said as well. They wanted Premier League experience.
Yeah. Well,
it's not like that. That's what you can see.
There's another player there we can talk about, and it's Andre Gray. What are your thoughts on this recent?
He's had like a stop-start Watford career, and he's not really. I mean, he's not kicked off like I thought he would have done. Like, I know I was one of the people that wanted him in the summer. I thought, yeah, he'll get 15 goals, but he's only scored 4 goals this season. He's not. And I think most of his goals have been like sort of 4-yard tap-ins. There's not been any. He's not done anything amazingly well from what I've seen of him this year. So, but you can know full well that because of what I've just said and because we were linked with him, that he'll fucking score on Saturday.
I know, but that's the problem when it comes
back to eat your words, doesn't you?
It really does. We talked about it last week, and I mentioned or mentioned Glenn Murray, and we all started talking about Glenn Murray, and then bang, he gets in and he scores a goal. But do you know what? When it comes to Watford in the modern time of West Ham playing Watford, previously I never used to fear them, but I can't help but go back to that game at the Olympic Stadium. Where we were up 2-0. We've got the best 20 minutes under our belt against this Watford side. Dimitri Payet tearing it up, does a Rabona cross, Antonio puts it in, and we're thinking, do you know what? This dream of Champions League football is not that far away when you look at those 20 minutes of football. And it just seemed to be that Watford were the starting process, or maybe not the starting process, because the starting process was the move, etc. But starting to really knock those nails into those coffins about how West Ham are going to demise. And can't help but always think of Watford now when we play them, of that game. And that's the part that worries me. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if any fan thinks like that the same way as me, but...
Well, I can't remember the last time we actually beat them. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Since that game, it feels like we've really struggled against them. Yeah.
I think was it literally like the last season at Upton Park? Was that the last set time we beat them?
Yeah, could have been. Yeah.
I think Carroll scored like a volley or something, didn't he?
I think it was twice. We've done doubles
and that's
in that
like,
season.
But that's like nearly 3 years ago. It's been that long since we've actually beaten.
Seems ages ago, doesn't it? It seems like the last
we drew away
time
there last year and we lost at home. We lost away there this year. I can't remember the year before that. Like...
Just stop now, Matt. Just stop. Seriously, just.
So if we talk about West Ham, then let's go on to West Ham. It looks like maybe Arnautovic is on his way back. Do we, if he is fit, does he start, or is that us going back to our old ways of too early? I'll throw this one over to you, Luke.
Yeah, it's one of them things with me now where at the start of the season I was really kind of happy with our medical team. It seemed we won't get that many injured players, and if we were, they were coming back pretty quickly. And now it seems that if we are getting an injured player, they're out for a long time. So I watch any player now with sort of gritted teeth, you know, cringing every time they get on the ball, just worried it's going to be another injury. From a form point of view, from a talent point of view, of course, Arnautovic starts. There's no question about it. But I think that in a way, it's kind of I think Hernandez starts based on the fact that he scored last game and then didn't get any more service at all from the team after that goal. Hugo, for me, I think actually deserves a chance because fair play to the kid. He's been bought by, you know, the owners. Only striker they're willing to buy in January. So deserves his chance to actually go and show what he's about. Show he's got something about him. And then maybe Arnautovic can come on second half, maybe as a two-man forward line, or maybe as a winger flash forward. But I'm just hoping if he does come back, doesn't get injured again. That's just my only worry with players like now.
It looks like Lanzini is going to be a couple of weeks away. It looks like we have lost players for the season, and Andy Carroll.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, Matt?
I mean, at least we knew with the Obiang one, we could you could see it. The way his knee just turned in that tackle, Wigan, you knew like he weren't coming back anytime soon. And it's just the fact we're so far into the season now that quite a few players in different teams now, they're getting injuries and you're going, oh, they're out for a few months. And then you go, wait a minute, a few months means they're not back this season. Carroll, I think we'd at least as fans should be given an explanation of what he's actually injured with. Because you can't tell me a broken foot is like 3 months. A broken foot is like a broken bone 6 weeks in your foot. Like if he's injured, he's out for the year. Like we should at least know why he's not coming back this season. Fernandez has been a bit of a weird one as well. He sort of just like got injured in training and hasn't been heard from since. Like, he's just completely disappeared off the planet. It does look like we might be at like the turning point in injuries now, though. Look like more players coming back that are injured. Like it's slowly. I think the next because obviously we've got Watford on Saturday, and then we've got a 2-week gap because it's the FA Cup weekend and we're not playing. So it's like by the time we come back from that for Liverpool, you're looking at like more of the teams can be fit than not fit, which is at least a bonus. And at least one thing from being out of the FA Cup is we have got this double weekend. We've got this weekend free for players to get fit again. Yeah. Which in the situation we're in, we kind of need.
Exactly. I mean, with the level of the depth in our squad, it's not that great. And obviously now we've brought Patrice Evra. And again, according to ex-employee, he's mentioned that there's potentially a link to bring a free transfer. But to be honest, I think we probably all kind of predicted that was going to happen because it's needing to happen considering.
Well, we all made a joke in the chat like last week, didn't we? The second the window finished, we all made a joke in the chat like flicking names out. I think it might have been Luke that put up that list of like all the free players.
No, I wouldn't put up a list. I wouldn't have been that interested.
someone in the chat chucked a link up, and it was literally like 2K.
Oh yeah.
You might have put a list up, and it was like literally like 30 players, all free agents. We all sat there making a joke like, oh, we get this guy.
But I mean,
Evra was a typical West Ham signing.
While we're here, I mean, I'll bring him into the equation now that Obiang's out. Alex Song is sitting there. He's free. He's training. Arsenal has been at the club before. He had a decent season. Then his second season, not so great. But do you know what? Was it harsh when we got rid of him? What are your thoughts, Luke?
Oh.
Maybe
go on, mate. Go on.
My turn. All right. I really liked Song when he first turned up. I thought he was like, an amazing player. There was a few games where it seemed to be, first few games when he was on loan from Barcelona first time round, it seemed to be about 10 seconds in front of everyone when he was playing. Like he'd set a pass and no one was making a run. Really intelligent, forward-thinking player. And then after about 6 months, he sort of died out. It wasn't really as quick as he was, and he was a bit lethargic, and as if either his fitness had caught up with him, or the league itself, the pace of the league had caught up with him, and he wasn't as effective as he was last time. And I think it was a slow downward spiral. It's a really shame because he was a really, really good player, and he'd done I remember seeing some passes which left me jaw dropped. It was like, the season before Pyatt, he was kind of just linking up plays as lovely as it was. But yeah, right now it's needs must for us because if we're this depleted, some of the songs, if we could get out the old song back, so I'm not too sure how he's been playing for Ruben Kazan and whatever, and how he's been lately in his career. But if we can get him in on a decent spin and start getting some out of him, then fair enough. But even if he's half decent, the player the song was playing so well for Arsenal and here and there for Barcelona, it'd be fantastic signing. But it's just whether or not we can get the good song out and not just someone who's going to be like, oh, I'm here to pick up a wage and, just here to put myself through 90 minutes here and there. But yeah, I wouldn't say no. I'd have him, straight away, personally.
Any of you follow Alex Song on social media?
Yes.
He's definitely got a affiliation with West Ham. He's got the affiliation with Arsenal, he's got the affiliation with West Ham. I think his two sons are at the youth set-up, lower the youth set-up, and he seems to wear West Ham top a lot, which as his fans always like. If we were to bring him in, I do see him given his all. He's still young in terms of football. I mean, he's not, am I correct in saying he's early 30s, or is he on his 30th? Like, there's still room in the tank there, and a lot of people will slag off Patrice Evra, but for our current predicament, player of that quality who has kept himself heavily fit, maybe it's not match fitness, but he'll come in and he'll give everything. 75k a week, it's not bad when you don't really need it.
That's not.
When you don't really need it, I suppose. Yeah, but like you said, look, he'll give some motivation on Monday, etc. Exactly. So we'll hope for
fans
that.
Do anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So for me personally, I look at Alex Song and I think in our current predicament, we need that kind of player, or even Samir Nasri. But this isn't a transfer show. Or we could do a transfer special for frees, maybe, which would be a bit random, or a loan special, etc. for but when it comes back to the game, we've got Font. He's probably going to be chomping at the bit to try and get in the game. Matt, do we go similar setup, similar players, who comes in, who goes out?
They need to try and get a couple more attacking players in the team. Like the team obviously against Brighton was far too defensive. And we got back in the game again, but it was like once we went behind again, there wasn't any way really to get back in the game. There were so many defenders on the pitch. It was like you can only defend for so long before you're gonna concede. Like realistically, obviously we've done it a couple of games before. We've managed to shut up a whole game. But when you've got that many defenders on the field, there was no outlet. Like there was no outlet ball at all. You said the fact the only attacking players on the pitch were Hernandez, João Mario, and Mark Noble. And Mark Noble's not an attacking player. But like everyone, apart from them three, everyone else on the pitch was a defender. We have to try and get other players back in the team.
We do. And
I mean, maybe.
I suppose with Arnautovic coming back, I suppose one of the biggest concerns I'm going to have with Arnautovic coming back, obviously I'm not concerned about him back, is the fact that we all want to see this partnership with Chicharito, who has scored a couple of goals now, or he's showing, committed to the club, etc. Is that something that we think we'll miss if Arnautovic doesn't start and he brings him on and brings Chicharito off? Or do you think with this new kind of João Mario Arnautovic potential partnership, Manzini about to snip back in there, what are your thoughts, Luke, on all of what I've said there?
Lost track halfway through there.
So did
I. It'd be great if it works out. This is the thing with West Ham, though. We could have literally, everything put on a platter and mess it up somehow. Throw the food at the wall. It's just one of them things where we don't work it out. But it would be fantastic. I'd kind of love back in the days when obviously we used to put two up front. Everyone remembers the great football partnerships of days gone by. But I think it is moving on now. We do literally have a sole striker, and perhaps I'm sort of pushing the boat out for Hernandez. I think he's a massive fan, but maybe he can't play that lone striker as well as we'd hope. But hopefully, when they're all fit, they come in and they click. Because it'd be fantastic for West Ham to go. The last time we had a sort of attacking threat like that was last season at Bowling with Pyatt and Lanzini, etc. But we didn't really have a brilliant striker for him to feed the goals into. Anatovich, I don't think he's really an out striker, but he's been playing that role really, really well since Moyes come in. If they do well, then I'm all for it. But I'm just with West Ham at the minute. I'm kind of don't get my hopes up anymore. I'm just kind of waiting for everything to fold. And the club's so toxic in a minute. It would be lovely to see something to cheer about and to have put a smile on our faces after a game or during a game. But if we can get something going with the whole team in general, then fantastic. But needing to be fit.
Yeah, and it is such a negative place or negative thing when you think support, etc. Of course, it's feeling negative. But you're right. Look, we need to. And let me get this message very clear, and I'll do this on behalf of Irons United, on behalf of Stamford. This message is to the board when you and say, "These fans are extremely." It's whether one or some of us are bored in, some of us are bored out. But when you're starting to feel that there is a presence, there is more people moving out, you think the statistics are going to read that. Don't ever question your fans for. Are United. We are West Ham fans that were West Ham fans after you.
Exactly.
Leave our club, whether it's sooner rather than later. So we are there for the players. We are there for the team. Unfortunately, you've got on a lot of this problems yourself. I'm not just referencing March. I'm referencing just the lies. I was there at the Wigan game when you made statements, and I was there, and the amount of media attention you're bringing to the speaking to Jim White on Sport, etc. Doing yourself any favours. If you want to do any favours, you come out and you apologise and you start. But unfortunately, you don't see it like that. It's just the business sense. We're talking about a football club. We're talking about passion. We're talking about us travelling far or from clubs. We're spending lots of money on season tickets. I appreciate the fact the stadium. I appreciate the fact that some people have got, but equally. Some people don't have affordable tickets. Some people are paying more than ever paid. And the merchandise is there. We're paying a fortune to get, etc. So I appreciate the fact that we're West Ham fans. We love our club. So why can't you just see that, have money burning in your pockets, and just turn around and make some comment actually positive about it, rather than being so negative? Sorry guys, I've gone off on a rant there.
No, great. It's the Anton show tonight, not Luke's show. It's the Anton show.
Matt. We've talked about Watford, we've talked about West Ham, we've talked about the potential what's going to happen. I mean, there's not really huge amounts else to talk about, I suppose. If I said to you, choose a man from Watford to fear,
for me, I'd say Richarlison. That geezer looks like a baller. Considering he came from Brazil, when everyone's you never know, rarely players come directly from Brazil and Argentina into the Premier League because they normally can't handle the the physicality and the pace of it. But he looks like a quality player.
Yeah. And did you see when he came off as a sub, he looked really upset.
He was devastated, and they interviewed him because there was pictures of him crying on the bench, and they were like, "What was that about?" And he was just like, "Oh, I really wanted to contribute to the team, and I wanted to make sure we won." He's like, "So I was upset and distraught that I come off the pitch." He was like, "But the guy that come on scored, so it worked out well in the end." But you rarely see that sort of stuff from a player. He cared that much about winning. Can you imagine?
Yeah, fair play to him.
I'm not going to even repeat. I'm just going to agree with that, Matt. He is the one to watch. He's the one to the most. There's a couple in. Definitely, I agree with you on that. Look for you. One.
Yeah, about 4 or 5. I think. Yeah, considering they tore Chelsea didn't do one on from Monday night, it's just one of them teams. It's one of them like I was saying earlier between each other. That it's typical that we're playing them and they've been in a bad run of form, and suddenly they rejuvenate and they smash Chelsea to pieces. They're full of confidence now, and they go. They come to us, which after beating us 4-2 last year, it was probably their best result last year. It makes a bad reading. But there is that kind of thing. Well, they won last game so well. Are they going to come to London Stadium and kind of put in a performance just as much, because they might think I've got 3 points now that we can just sort of lean on a little bit and not exactly go for everyone. But I think for me, if I'm going to choose one player specifically, he's probably going to be, if he does play, is Deeney. And the reason why I say this is because last year, when we were 2-0 up, obviously, and we were really comfortable. I think Lanzini started doing a few bits of skill, Payet the same, started doing a few Raboners. And Deeney said after the game, he was interviewed by a reporter, he said, what exactly sparked it didn't help the fact that Collins and fucking Adrian ruined let him score, to make it 2-2 or whatever for half time. But in general, Deeney came out and just said to ball after the 2-0 up, West Ham started taking a piss out of us by doing Raboners here and there and bits of skill here and there. And that seems to rejuvenate him. And he's a captain. And he's just got away with giving the 2 fingers up to just Chelsea fans after scoring. So he's one of them players. Apparently, Watford play better without him in the team. But he's one of them old school players I think West Ham always struggle with, i.e. Murray in the last game against Brighton. So he's one of them players I think it's just when he wants to turn up and give it some. Our defence is bullish. Collins has got a bit of fight in him, but this guy's on a different level. He's not got the technical skill of the other Watford players, but he's definitely got the old schoolness in him, and we can't handle that a lot of times. So for me, hopefully, we don't have to worry about him too much. But for me, one player to worry about is Deeney.
Great points, and that's the name. But if we do talk about West Ham and watch, a question's come in on our YouTube channel. If you consider some of the recent results on our side, but the question was, would you consider Joe Hart back inside? Over to you.
I think I've said this before. Like, I don't think you can drop Adrian unless he actually does something wrong. Now, I wasn't at the game on Saturday at Brighton, but from the way they were talking about it on the TV, the first goal was a 1-on-1, so that's just a flip of a coin whether the keeper saves it or not. That just depends on if the striker bottles it. The second goal was I saw the second goal, and that was a world-class goal. The third goal was kind of similar. There's not much the keeper can do about it. I get maybe saying that Adrian's conceding goals, so maybe get rid of him. But when the goals there's nothing he can do about, and he's not making a mistake, it's kind of hard to drop him. Joe Hart got dropped because Joe Hart was making mistakes. That's what it wasn't just Joe Hart was conceding goals. He was conceding goals that he should have been saving, and he was making mistakes. Don't get me wrong, if Adrian makes a mistake, then yeah, Joe Hart should get a chance again. But you can't drop Adrian because the defence in front of him was awful. I get what people were saying. Maybe Joe Hart, you could give him a go, maybe. But for me personally, you drop a player when they've made a mistake and they deserve to be dropped. And until Adrian has that, for me, I'd keep him in.
Yourself, Luke?
I think it's such a knee-jerk reaction to trying to replace Hart now with Adrian when Adrian didn't even have that bad a game on Sunday. And I think it is, for me, a whole knee-jerk reaction from a lot of fans that because we lost against Brighton, we didn't play too well, suddenly we're going to get relegated straight away. And I know the table doesn't make for good reading and whatever, but we've been unbeaten in so many games before we lost that game. And West Ham will lose games. This is the thing people don't really. We're not just going to go out unbeaten and win every single game. We've got a depleted squad, Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. But no, I don't feel like you're saying, Matt. Is there wasn't an out-and-out mistake. He wasn't terrible. He still made a great save in the second half to fall. I can't remember what his name is. The French geezer, was it? The one who scored the third goal. I think he had a shot after that as well. Yeah, I think that was with him. Yeah, made another good save there. I'm not a Hart fan, so I'm never going to back him up over Adrian personally. Probably a very nice bloke and whatever, but I don't rate him as a goalkeeper. Certainly not with the World Cup coming up. I'd much rather Butland be in there, but probably naive and stupid by saying that as well. But in general, I think that it's a knee-jerk reaction for me personally. Adrian's dick.
I can hear a dog. Who's got a dog?
Yes, you can hear a dog.
Yeah, my dog.
No, it's my
Luke's
dog.
getting attacked because he's talking too much.
Just chucking off sofas.
He's talking too much, so he's getting attacked by his own dog.
They're hearing me talk about West Ham, and they're just like, for fuck's sake, give me going again.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Right, let's just get straight on to it. We're moving into the 30th minute of this preview. Matt, predictions. West Ham, Watford. Will Hughes is not playing for Watford, the guy that destroyed us last time, but Charlison is, but we've got Patrice Evra. And he
2-2.
loves this game. Wow.
I think it'll be a 2-2.
Right, okay.
I think we'll take it. I think we'll start with 6 defenders on the pitch again. So I'd take a 2-2.
Yeah, okay. Luke?
What do you think? No? Win? Draw? No? Nothing to say? Piss off then. Right.
We do not condone animal cruelty on this channel, just for your reference, okay?
He's not an, he's a walking mop. He's not an animal, he's a walking mop, for God's sakes. Anyway, he eats and shits and sleeps anyway, but like me. I'm going to go for a massive one here. Shoot me now. But it was 4-2 to them last year. I'm going 4-2 to us this time around, this season. Probably Hugel hat-trick. Justice for Hugel. Come on, let's get him in. Let's get the goals in. And maybe a cheeky own goal by Dini. Hopefully, let's try and get him out of that. So yeah, 4-2 for me. We have some. I love this game.
I love this game. I'm gonna.
I had to get it in. I had to get one in, didn't I? I had to get 1 or 2 in, didn't I? Start and back.
I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win, West Ham. I'm just
Not
always going to be positive. No. Just 2-0 win. We're not going to concede, and we're going to score. And it's going to be our one random goal scorer and Chicharito. I love this game. I'm sorry, I can't help it, Matt. You're last but not least. You have to make the attempt.
Oh, God.
It's live.
I love this game.
Anyway,
you should have dodged then.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It did, didn't it? It died off at the end.
Just to remind you, that's been our Watford preview. Just to remind you, we've got an auction. It runs out literally in 20 minutes, so get on there. It goes. All the money goes towards Isla. I think the current bid is 550 quid. It's for the third top,
strip.
Not the full strip, just the top, signed by current squad with a certificate of authenticity. So get bidding. It's on our Twitter account and on our Facebook account. There'll be tickets going up for West Ham Southampton to win, and we've got some more cool competitions coming up. So make sure you do. Please, just another message out there to donate to Isla as much as you possibly can. Some news out today that she's really the support. Well, she was always going to need support. So make sure you donate. We'll try and put the link in on our channel. Definitely. Do you know what? £1 from every single person, every West Ham fan will take her over that limit. So just get £1. It doesn't have to be, if you've got a tenner, do a tenner. If you've got a five or 2 quid, £1 you can donate and gift aided as well. So we can. So please do that. Anyway, he's been Matt. He's been Luke. He's got a dog.
Why?
Don't even know what his dog name was.
Benji the bastard.
Benji McCarthy. And I've been Anton, and we've been Irons United. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you.